Now, YouTube and Facebook, welcome. Thank you for joining our Tuesday morning session. We'll do a little bit of similar stuff to what we did last Tuesday, creating some space. So remember, when we want to breathe efficiently and optimally, we need the space to be able to do that. So we need to work on the biomechanics of breathing. The spine is so important because as the spine moves, it helps to expand the rib cage. Expanding the rib cage, getting the diaphragm working, and just getting the body moving. So we'll start off with our energizing of the spine, nice qigong movement, spinal cord breathing with our knees a little bit bent, hips a little bit back, and then opening up the spine, breathing in, just nice soft easy breathing in and out through the nose. Breath in, and then tucking the tailbone under, curling up into a little ball, rounding the back. Breath out. Breath in. And find your own comfortable pace, your own comfortable rhythm. Go very slowly through the movement. It's a traditional exercise. We tend to focus on counting reps. So we think of the start of the repetition and the end of the repetition. But what I want you to do is really focus on the movement all the way through. So it's a continuous movement. So not just going to an end of a movement. You can still face the camera. I'm just going to show you from the side. So we're doing extension, opening up the chest, and then tucking the tailbone underneath. Spine is so important in terms of structural efficiency and health of the body. So we quite rightly put a lot of attention on the hips and the knees and the ankles and the shoulders and the rest of the body, but actually making sure that spine is healthy, nourished, energized. You've got that whole of the central nervous system coming from the brain stem, and then the peripheral nervous system coming off that the central nervous system, so all down the spine. On your next in-breath, let's just rotate to one side. So just keep at your comfortable pace, but then just rotating on the in-breath, coming down the center on the out, and then the other side on the in, and the out. So just going smoothly, side to side. Creating space for the breath. Let's do one more on each side. And then one more down the center. Lovely, and take a rest there. So we talk about lung capacity, but actually the lungs don't create the lung capacity. The space in the rib cage allow you to breathe in. So of course we don't want to be taking big full breaths all of the time, but what we do want to do is we want to have that space when we start to move a little bit more, if we start to do a little bit more exercise. If we want to go and do a little bit more intensive exercise, we need that space and we need that flexibility and that elasticity. Just give the shoulders a little bit of a shake and the heels a little bit of a tap into the floor. And then just bring the wrists into it, arms into it. Let's just do a little bit of a cleansing and a clearing breath now. So breathing in through the nose and letting go. A couple more times, breathing in. And then just slowing that down, slowing that down, slowing that down, slowing down. And just taking a moment, just sensing any tingling sensation, blood flowing around the body, flowing around the system, energy flowing around the system. Standing tall, nice, strong spine. Buddha holds up the earth. So this is a focus on energizing metal elements. So it's a breath-focused flow. Breath in. Breath out. And there's just that very subtle stillness at the top as the breath changes direction. And just bring your attention to the spine. How is the spine moving? What do you feel down the back? What do you feel down the spine? Bring your attention now to the face and relaxing and softening the face muscles, the eye sockets, the jaw, the forehead. Perhaps bring that sense of inner smile. So always when I'm practicing this one, even if I'm indoors, you just think about maybe if you're outside and you're looking at a blue sky or looking at a cloudy sky or looking at the rain as you hold up the earth. Or the space that is above you. Bringing your awareness to your connection to the ground. So how, as you lift up, you use the ground. Really connected to the ground, really grounded, balanced. Aligned with gravity. Maybe you notice just a very subtle movement, a subtle weight shift, so that you're not locking the lower body. Or being rigid. If at any point it starts to feel strained or forced, then just take a moment. So it's not a race. You can just take a little moment's rest if you need to. If you start to feel any over tightness, over tension. Then bringing your awareness to the breath and just that lightness of the air as it just flows. Lightly, effortlessly in and out through the nose. So notice that physical sensation. It's a very clear physical sensation of the air. In the nostrils, in the nasal cavity. See if you can sense the slightly cooler air as you're breathing in. And then the warmth as you're breathing out. Bringing energy into the body as you breathe in. Bringing that fresh energy and oxygen into the body as you breathe in. And then we'll take a rest. and give your legs a little bit of a shake. It's quite nice just to stick with one flow, one movement, and just explore that and notice how you might need some very subtle adjustments in balance, just so that we don't start to strain, stress and strain areas of the body. Let's just do a little bit of a stretch on the ribs. So one palm facing down, one palm facing down, the other palm facing up, and we just have that little bit of a lean to the side, so we open up the side of the ribs there. And then we spiral our hands, so little finger to little finger as you spiral through, and then we open up the opposite side. Spiral. And then breathing in. And as you're breathing in, just breathing, focusing that attention on that side, opening up the ribs. Breathing out and then breathing in. And visualize each of the ribs just creating a little bit of space between each other there. So that elasticity in the rib cage. One side may feel a little bit easier than the other. So stand tall at the top so the spine is long, and then you can do that lateral movement of the spine. That will open up the ribs. Again, these movements, you feel like it's like what the body naturally does to have a little stretch. It's like, it's nice, a nice morning stretch. Do one more on each side. And then take a rest. Again, just have a little shake out if you need a shake out. Move the shoulders, let the shoulders go a little bit. When we're practicing those movements, it's very tempting to use the shoulders. I'm lifting up, so I'm just going to use my shoulders to lift everything up. But keep those shoulders down and you'll feel that movement more through the back of the body. And the same with this one. It's easy to go, I'll just lift my shoulder up, but keep that shoulder down so you feel that nice length here, length there. And that's what I like about the visualization of holding up the earth, because the earth would be very heavy. And if something's heavy, you couldn't just go, I'll just use my shoulders to hold it up. You have to use your whole body to use it up. So you have to use the stabilization and connection to the ground as well. Let's do another flow movement, which is really focused on energizing, using the breath. It's one that I know we all like, is the soaring crane. So take your feet, as always, about shoulder width apart. Palms up. Again here, shoulders down, elbows soft, out to the side. Again, elbows are soft there, shoulders are down. Rotate from the shoulders, so that nice little spiral, palms facing the sky, connecting your thumb and your index finger, and then back into the center. So it's like a bird, a crane, soaring high. So you expand the body a little bit, stand a little bit taller, maybe shift the weight a little bit further forwards. So as we very slowly change our structural position. So the arms are moving out. We are changing our alignment with gravity. So therefore, we want to just allow the body to find that natural balance, that natural alignment to gravity. So you may shift weight forwards a little bit there, and then back as we shift towards the heels. But what I don't want you to do is deliberately move the body. I want the body to find its natural balance. And that comes just from softening where you can soften, but keeping strong through the spine, through the hips, where you need to be strong. Once we've got comfortable with the flow of the movement, we can bring our attention to the breath, keeping that breath light. We have a breath in as you expand and open up, and then soft breath out as we come back to the center. That in breath is bringing fresh oxygen into the lungs. And then remember, when we are using this very soft, easy, natural breathing, that the breath out is actually helping to send that energy through the body. So it's almost like a condensing of the energy in the body. And that's what's nice about connecting the thumb and forefinger here, is it's that idea of containing and sending energy around the body. It's very different to a cleansing and clearing breath. In Chi running, we used to focus on gathering energies. It's a nice way of focusing on it, in that as you're breathing in, and then we're really gathering that energy into every single cell of the body. And it actually works from a purely scientific way as well. I had 3-day oxygen advantage instructor training at the weekend, and what is great about those trainings is I always meet some fantastically intelligent people, and we had GPs and specialists in all different areas, and somebody came up with this really nice visualization of when we are exhaling and you feel that warm air, that actually you're almost sending that exhale still into the body. So she was saying, like, it's like still breathing that exhale back into the body. And if you think about it purely from a biochemical point of view, then if the exhale is a little bit slower, if you're not forcing that air out or pushing that air out, you're maintaining a certain level of carbon dioxide within the blood. And it's actually, you can almost like be sending a little bit more CO2 back into the lungs, sending a little bit more oxygen back into the lungs with that exhale, with that slow, steady exhale. So have a sense now with that exhale as you breathe out, almost like just still breathing in without pulling air in. So it's like a little bit of that air that you're exhaling, is that you're still containing in the body. So you're just exhaling just the right amount of air that you need to, not too much air. You can bring the arms a little bit lower. So see if you can get that sense of sending that energy through the whole body as you exhale. And then taking a rest. Have a little shake out again if you just need to move around a little bit. And then standing tall, balanced. Finishing with pulling down the heavens. Breath in. Breath out. And if you get outside today, and just have a moment just to do 3 of these, literally outdoors, looking up at the sky, pulling down the energy from the sky, from the heavens. It's very different from looking at your ceiling. All that space above you. And then just interlocking the thumbs, resting your hands just on the lower belly. Bringing the feet together. Just closing your eyes when you feel safe to do so. And just letting the body rock, sway. Feeling your connection to the ground, through the feet. And the sky through the crown of the head. And just feeling the breath light and soft and effortless. And just allowing your body to rock and sway and spiral as it feels it needs to. And then just when you're ready, taking a slightly fuller breath in through the nose. Opening your eyes at the top of that breath, letting that breath out, stepping out, gently just brushing. Back of the legs, outside of the legs, tummy. Lovely, fantastic. So we just focused on just a few little flowing movements there, did a little bit longer with them, so you can just tune in and notice a little bit more what's going on structurally and also what's going on mentally and emotionally as you're practicing those flow movements. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you on Thursday when we'll do a little bit more of the strength and movement. Have a good day. See you then. Take care.
Happy birthday, Tom.
Bye. Was it Tom's birthday? Happy birthday, Tom. Happy birthday. We'll see you on Thursday.
Bye.
I didn't check Facebook.
That's how I know.
See you later. Have a good one, Tom. Take care. Bye.
Record.